As a personal finance YouTuber, I get a lot of questions all the time from you guys. Today I'm going to try to answer some of the most common questions that I've been asked. Hey, what's up guys? You're watching Boss Your Money with Anthony. If you want to educate yourself on personal finance, increase your wealth and get rid of your debts, this is the perfect channel. So please do subscribe to my channel down below and turn the like button blue. And please be sure to stick around till the end because one of your questions might be answered in this video. If I haven't covered a question that you have been asking yourself, please be sure to leave it in the comment section down below and I will definitely try to answer it. Now that you've done all of that, let's get straight into the video. Question 1 was, what is personal finance and should you manage your personal finance? Personal finance as a subject is something so underrated. It is not taught to us in school or at universities, and I personally think that this is down to our culture. We feel like money matters are sensitive and confidential, and while you don't have to go around telling people how much you make and how much you spend, it is important to reach out to other people and try to learn a little bit more about personal finance so that you are not stuck in debt. So what is it? It's basically when an individual like yourself or a family try to understand and manage their money. Simple, right? When I say money, I'm talking about their income, their expenses, the budgets, the savings, the investments, the debts, everything. People are suffering every day, living paycheck to paycheck or in debt or worse, both. And that is simply because they don't manage their personal finances. So the answer to whether you should manage your personal finances is 100% yes. You need to manage your personal finances so you don't suffer the same plight as them. And if you're already stuck in this situation, it's fine. It's not too late. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and keep watching, and also reach out to some other people near you who can help you out, who can mentor you to better your finances. Question 2. When and why should you start investing? The answer to the first part of the question, when should you start investing, is very simple. Right now. There is no tomorrow, there is no next month, there is no next year when it comes to investing. You start investing as early as possible, and it's as simple as that. Why should you start investing? Well, that's an interesting question. Do you remember how much your favorite burger cost about 10 years ago? I'd mentioned in one of my previous videos that the first ever Rolls-Royce was sold for just 395 pounds. Can you imagine buying any car today for 395 pounds? You need to think of why you need to invest now along the same thought process. Let's say you managed to save up a little bit of money. Let's say you've saved up $1 million. $1 million can get you a lot of things right now. But when time comes to retire, in 50 years, in 40 years, do you still think that that $1 million is going to get you a lot? Inflation is a really big thing. I myself have made a video on this channel on inflation. So if you haven't seen that, please be sure to check it out. I will leave a link in the description. So when you retire, do you really think that the $1 million that you've saved up now is going to sustain your lifestyle in 50 years? I don't think so. Because the value of cash is always depreciating. It is always going down. And just for argument's sake, let's say that the value of cash actually doesn't go down. It continues to stay the same. Why should you invest then? Well, that's simply because you have the opportunity to actually increase your wealth. You have the opportunity to make your money work for you. You don't have to do the 9 to 5 rat race that everyone else is doing. And remember, you can only save so much, right? It is important to start saving and take advantage of compounding. And when it comes to investing, it's very simple. The sooner you start, the more money you're going to end up with. If you live in the UAE, you can start investing right away using a platform called Sarwa. If you haven't seen my video on Sarwa, I will link it down below. Please be sure to check it out. A quick side note, some of these videos that I'm linking down below are some of my older videos. So please don't mind the quality of the video. I'm always trying to improve the quality. So my future videos, I'm sure, will be better than this one. But my older videos are not as good as this. So please ignore the quality of the video. I'm sure the content is actually going to help you out for sure. Question 3 was, how much should you save? The short answer to that is save as much as you can. The more, the better. Let me explain. The more you save now, the more you're going to be able to invest. And the more you invest early, the more your money is going to grow and the faster it's going to grow. If you are struggling with saving at all, if you are living paycheck to paycheck and you're not able to save much at all, I will leave a link to my 50-30-20 rule video where I discuss the pros and cons of the 50-30-20 rule, but also how important it is to start with this rule. So if you haven't seen that, please go to the description and check it out. Question 4 is, what is a budget, how to budget, and should everyone budget? Simply put, a budget is when you figure out and write down how much you earn, how much you spend, and how much you save. But it doesn't just stop there. Budgeting also includes figuring out ways to increase that savings portion and figuring out ways to reduce your costs and increase your income. As to, is budgeting for everyone? It is definitely for everyone. How many celebrities you know and heard of in the news who used to have a lot of money, who used to earn a lot of money, who are now broke, right? There are a lot of people who are broke even though they have made a lot of money in the past. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you save, how much you keep, and how you make your money work for you. As your income increases, your lifestyle also changes. You want fancier cars, you want a bigger house, you want fancier clothes. And if you keep increasing your cost of living, that increased income is not going to do what it's supposed to do, which is grow your wealth. And only when you budget do you actually know where you're headed financially. And as for how to budget, well, the simple answer is write down your income, write down each of your expenses, and figure out how you can increase your savings. It's that simple. If you want a detailed explanation and a process of how to exactly budget, I have a few videos on that in my channel. I'll leave a few of those links in the description below if you want to check those out. Question 5, how much of your savings should you actually invest? Now, to me, that's a great question because a lot of people struggle with savings itself. But once they actually saved some money, they don't know how to use that money to grow. They don't know where to invest, how to invest, and a lot of these different questions. I'll give you a brief answer now. To start off with, you need to save 100% of your savings in your emergency fund. If you don't know what an emergency fund is, it is basically a cash reserve that is sufficient to cover up to 6 months of your expenses without any income. Emergency expenses are always going to happen, so you need to set aside money to cover those expenses. If you do have an emergency expense, you're absolutely okay to use your emergency fund, but be sure to refill the amount that you've just withdrawn towards that emergency. Once you've got all of your emergency funds set aside, start investing. How much and where to invest is different for each person. It depends on your risk appetite. It depends on the factors that affect your risk appetite as well. Again, I have made a detailed video on this and I will link it in the description below if you want to check it out. But just know that all kinds of investments are not for everyone. So you need to find what's right for you, and I help you find what's right for you in that video. Last question, any other tips? Yep, be sure to subscribe to my channel down below and turn the like button blue. But most importantly, check out my other videos because all I do on this channel is give personal finance tips and tricks. So I'm sure if you do that, you will definitely be able to increase your wealth and manage your money better. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.